Traditional tattooing has a language all its own. Anchors, daggers, eagles, skulls, roses. But what happens when tattooers start breaking that language apart and fusing designs together? You get morphs. Morphs are a fun and colorful addition to the pantheon of traditional tattoo subjects. They show off the creativity of the artists, how they translate the idea of a tiger fused with a rose, or a panther mixed with a squid. How do they choose the color palette? What traits get inherited by which portion of the morph? Some look like puzzles. Others look like they hopped right out of a mad scientist's laboratory. And since September is the start of Halloween season, what better way to celebrate than a video about the traditional monsters of ink, the tattoo terrors we all love, the magnificent mashups we call morphs. Welcome to Skin and Story. At its core, a morph is simple. Take one classic tattoo image, combine it with another, and make something new. But the trick is in pulling it off. Both parts need to be clear, bold, and instantly recognizable. If it looks like a mess, it fails as a tattoo. Morphs started showing up as early as the 1920s and 30s, often on carnival flash sheets where exaggeration was the name of the game. These early versions were playful oddities. Fishes with faces, skeletons with animal bodies, or panthers twisted into new forms. They gave tattooers a way to stand out from the shop down the street and gave customers something they couldn't get anywhere else. And just like today, morphs let tattooers flex, proving they can keep one foot in tradition while twisting into something personal. Rose morphs. Roses are one of the backbones of American traditional tattooing. They symbolize love, loss, beauty, and resilience, so it makes sense that they became the canvas for some of the boldest morphs. Here's a rose fused with a tiger, its petals curling into stripes and teeth. Here's a hammerhead shark bursting through a rose. And here's a rose with a demon's face staring right back at you. All of these are strong, readable, and fun. Even bats and skeletons get wrapped in roses, turning a symbol of romance into something darker, stranger, and unforgettable. One of the most surreal morphs is this one, a clipper ship fused with a woman's head. Her hair becomes ocean waves, and the ship sails straight through them. For sailors, this was everything in one image: the sea, the voyage, and the woman waiting at home. This one is a panther head within a panther head within, you guessed it, another panther head. Stacked so you get a strange, layered effect. Count them up. 5 eyes, 3 ears, and 2 sets of teeth. It's more of a visual puzzle than a natural creature, but that's exactly what makes it stand out. It looks like something straight out of a mad scientist's laboratory, and it's a perfect example of how farm morphs can bend the rules while still feeling bold and traditional. Eagle and panther morphs. Eagles have always been a top choice in tattooing. Panthers as well. So what happens when you put the two of them together? You get hybrids. Wings outstretched, but with a panther's face staring back. And in other morphs, skeletons appear inside eagle wings, turning a patriotic symbol into something a little sinister. Cartoon oddities. And then there are the pure oddballs. This one looks like a devil cartoon made out of a rose. Arms, legs, even a pitchfork. Designs like this prove that traditional tattooing has never taken itself too seriously. So, why do morphs matter? They matter because they show us that traditional tattooing has never been frozen in place. Morphs keep the vocabulary of tattooing alive. Roses, skulls, eagles, ships, but remix it in ways that still feel fresh. They let tattooers show off their creativity while still honoring the rules of bold lines, solid color, and timeless imagery. And more than anything, morphs remind us that tattooing has always had a sense of humor. These aren't just serious symbols. They're playful, weird, and personal. That's why you still see them today, on flash walls and on skin. Morphs are tradition with a twist. Some people credit Dan Higgs with starting morphs, but that's not the full story. Morphs were already appearing in Flash from the 1920s and 30s. Higgs didn't invent the idea, but in the 1980s and 90s, he became one of the artists most associated with it. His flash sheets pushed American traditional into surreal, hybrid territory, and he's often credited with popularizing and redefining morphs for a modern generation. From roses with teeth to ships sailing through hair, traditional tattoo morphs are proof that even with the strict rules of American traditional, there's always room to bend, twist, and surprise. Morphs are the traditional monsters of ink, tattoo terrors that feel right at home in the spooky season. They're strange, they're bold, and they're alive with imagination, and that's why we love them. So next time you walk past the flash wall, look closer. You might spot an eagle with a panther face, a shark with a rose, or something even stranger. The legacy of American traditional tattooing lives in our skin and in our story. Thanks for being here.